Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Thrift Con and a Goodwill outlet haul for you all. If you're new to this channel, I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark and Mercari. And last week I went to Thrift Con in the bins with my sister and her boyfriend. And it was a really interesting experience. I did Thrift Con back in 2020, like right around when things were starting to reopen from being closed because of the you know what. And this time it was just kind of a free-for-all. So you paid $10 if you bought your tickets in advance and $15 if you bought them at the door. I bought them at the door. Yeah, it was a very interesting convention. So there's like different reseller booths that are set up. They're set up all across the Western complex, I think is what it's called. And it is huge. There's so many vendors. You could literally spend all day there and still find new stuff. It's all, well, for the most part, I'd say vintage resellers. So it's very like streetwear style. There was a lot of Y2K, 90s style. So if you're into that type of style, perfect. You will love it. If you're not, like myself, that's not really my style, then it's a little less exciting. I mean, there's still a lot of really cool stuff to be found. There's a lot of vintage tees, home goods, dresses, skirts, like everything that you can imagine you can find there. So while it's a lot of fun, I feel like, yeah, it's not really my style. So I felt like I walked away with a couple of good things, but I don't know if I'd also go back. Also, if you're a reseller who has basically ever been to the bins before, then you might have a hard time spending your money on some of this stuff because a lot of it is stained, a lot of it's damaged. I think the reason why they're selling it though is because it's still like sought after vintage stuff. I don't know, I'm not really an expert on vintage goods, but like you will literally find a stained shitty t-shirt for like $5 to $60 even. Somebody was trying to sell a Nike crew neck for $60 and it had like oil stains on the front. I was like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't even pick that up at the bins. So for me as a reseller, it was I had a hard time spending that money on things that were damaged. Now, I found a couple of things that I thought were worth the money, but if you're just like a regular casual thrifter, this is great because it's curated stuff. But if you're someone like me who also resells, then you might be like, what the heck? But again, you have to remember you're paying for these people's time. They spend a lot of time finding this stuff. There were some things in there where I was like, wow. Like a Tupac t-shirt was selling for over $1,000. Somebody was selling like a 1996 Spider-Man t-shirt or something for $120. So like, there are definitely those vintage t-shirt people there who are selling things for like a lot of money. So it's fun. I would actually really recommend going at least once. I feel like if they have free events in Denver, I'll go, but I don't know that I would pay to go again. So that's just my 2 cents. For $15 though, it's not bad because you could potentially be there like all day long. Also, another thing is I think a lot of people go there to dress up. So I saw a lot of people in really cool outfits. I mean, it is a convention still after all. Like you have to think about like Comic-Con. Sometimes people go and dress up for Comic-Con. Well, people were dressed in like their finest streetwear for ThriftCon. That's my 2 cents. Personally, I liked it as an experience, as a shopper. Not really my style. But without further ado, I'm just gonna share what I bought with you all. And I'll tell you the prices as well so you can see. Like I said, some things were $1,000, some things were like 3 for $10. So I found a vendor that had like, it was almost like the bins where you could like dig through a pile of clothes. Almost every single vendor had like a bins type pile where it was just a ton of shit on the floor that you could dig through. And this is one of the things I got. This is a tie-dye Grateful Dead t-shirt. I actually really love the Grateful Dead. I used to listen to them a lot back in like high school and college, but there's the little logo on the back there. So for $5, I was like, cool, this is great. It has a hole in the armpit, which I'll ask my mom to help me sew because I don't know how to sew. So yeah, that was $5. And from the same vendor, I got a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. I'm not as big of a fan of Guns N' Roses. I just really like the shirt, and I feel like this person, or maybe whoever had it before them, really distressed this. I don't feel like this came this way, at least I don't think so. But yeah, it's just like a screen print with some bleach dye. And if you're a reseller and you come across a t-shirt that's just plain like this, by the way, if you even DIY this kind of splatter bleach on it, you can get a lot more for the t-shirt than if it was just like this plain Guns N' Roses t-shirt. Like I could probably still sell this on Poshmark for like 15-20 bucks. I mean, it wouldn't be a huge profit or anything like that, but let's just say I didn't want it anymore. I could still flip it. And bleach dyeing, in my opinion, and distressing things on your own adds a little bit more value to the item. Okay, this was from the same vendor. I couldn't believe she had this in this pile because this was incredible. This is new because it says cool cats and kittens. If you've ever watched Tiger King before, you know, Carol Baskin. But this shirt is freaking amazing. It has tigers and cats. Is there a lion on there? Yeah, there's a lion. I mean, this made ThriftCon worth it for me. For $5, I was like, are you kidding me? And it's actually still got the tags on it. So I don't know if this is being sold at some kind of like gift shop or something like that. I don't know, but guys, tell me this is not the coolest shirt ever. So yeah, $5. Not bad. And the funny thing was, we probably spent 2 hours walking around ThriftCon and I hadn't found anything to buy. And then within the last 20 minutes, I found a couple of vendors where I found this stuff and I was like, cool, I'll buy that. And then, okay, this is definitely more my style. It actually looks really similar to the shirt I'm wearing right now, I just realized, but this is more like gingham. This is more micro gingham. But this is an And Other Stories blouse, buttons down, and it has puff sleeves. This one's a short sleeve. And the tag looks like that. This is actually a really great brand to resell if you're a reseller. I got this for $30. It was originally $35, but she gave it to me for $30. But you can also find stuff like this. Like I found a couple of vendors where they had newer brands like Madewell, Free People, Patagonia, things like that. So it wasn't necessarily all vintage t-shirts. You could find some newer styles, but I would say that's not really like the target style for ThriftCon. But she also had some like other cute stuff like aloe. She also had, I think, like redone jeans. So that was kind of cool. That was definitely more my style. And I feel like if I was a vendor, that would be the kind of stuff I'd be selling at ThriftCon. But yeah, that is everything I bought. Overall, was ThriftCon worth it? I don't know. I feel like if I had come across these shirts in the bins, I would have picked them all up. So I'm happy with the things that I bought. But there's also this pressure to buy at ThriftCon because you're like, oh, that thing is one of a kind. I'll never get it again. And if I don't get it right now, someone else is going to get it and then I won't have it. So I feel like there's that like immediacy pressure of like, if I don't get it, I will never be able to find it again. So yeah, it kind of creates that type of environment because a lot of it is unique, one of a kind stuff. Things like this obviously are not, and the things I bought, definitely not. But if you're into like collectibles, sports stuff especially, then you might enjoy ThriftCon. Okay, so it was actually really close to one of the bins in my area and I was like, y'all, we need to go to the bins because I'm having a really hard time spending my money on this stuff. So we went to the bins and like literally we spent 30 minutes there because we were exhausted. We probably spent like 4 hours at ThriftCon altogether. We were starving, we were thirsty. There is food there, but I'm sure it's very expensive. I only actually got 4 things and I spent $5 on this stuff. So the first thing I got, which is so funny, my Goodwill must think that this brand is just absolute crap because I've only ever found it at the bins. Never at any other Goodwill. So this is Johnny Was, and this is a brand that retails for quite a lot. Honestly, this doesn't resell that great for me, I'm not gonna lie. But some people have really good luck with it, so I still get it because it does eventually sell. It's just not a fast flip for me, I'm gonna be honest. So this is just like a floral embroidered blouse. It does have some bleach stains on it, unfortunately. Somebody must have washed it improperly, so I'm gonna disclose that in the listing. And definitely mark it lower because of that, but somebody could like crop this or bleach dye the rest, so we'll see. I don't know how much that will sell for, but it will sell. And I don't know if I bought this because I had just been at ThriftCon and I was like, oh, that's the style. So this is like the style of dress that I saw everywhere at ThriftCon. It's just like this 80s style floral dress and it has like some buttons going across it. It's very cute. I don't know. I don't know if this will sell fast or not. The comps for this were like $20 to $30, but vintage dresses do pretty well for me. So I think this will sell. I don't think it'll be a fast flip. And honestly, if I hadn't been at ThriftCon, like an hour before I had gone to the bins, I don't know if I would have picked this up, but you know, it's a pretty cool dress. I feel like there's a market for dresses like that. Next up, I got this romper from Urban Renewal. This is like Urban Outfitters recycled line. They use fabrics that have been like repurposed basically. So who knows what this fabric was originally from. It kind of feels like a picnic basket or picnic basket blanket. It's a size large and it's so cute. It has kind of like a square-ish neck. It buttons down and it's just a short little romper. So I have this listed for $30 in my closet currently. And then last but not least, I was really surprised to find this. I don't know how this made it to like an old bin and I was just sitting there, but this is an Anthropologie plus size dress. It's the brand Danielle Rain, which I have seen this brand retail for a lot. I don't know how much this will resell for, maybe like $50 or $60 since it's new with tags. It's very, very cute. It still has the Goodwill tag on it apparently. It was in the store for $10 and it never sold, which kind of surprises me. The one thing with this dress is it's kind of dirty. Like the belt needs to be cleaned a little bit. So yeah, I don't know why this didn't sell in the thrift store, but plus size anything does really well for me and I can't keep it stocked fast enough. So it's funny, I got those things at the bins for $5 in like 30 minutes and in 4 hours I spent what, $60? I don't know, I can't math that fast. And I found just like a couple of basic t-shirts and this blouse. So is ThriftCon worth it? If that's your style, if you're into vintage streetwear style, then sure. But if you're into just like current styles and brands, which is more me, then probably not. But I would still recommend checking out just for like a fun thing to do on like a Saturday. So that is my 2 cents. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below with your thoughts. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.